And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome to Focus Testing. This is a podcast where I, Tristan Miller, and...
He Squirt. Sorry, my name's Tucker Dally Johnston. I'll never do that to you guys again.
Me and He Squirt make up movies based off of a random prompt that we cultivate.
We cultivate the prompt?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've cultivated many prompts. And
wild mushrooms.
It's cooperative competitive, meaning we can both help each other build a movie. And then at the end, we have a judge tell us which one is the best. And I have someone lined up this time.
Right.
To the left. Good.
Well, it's important to know who's the victor at all times.
And who's the victim. Those are the only two.
Yeah.
And there's only two, and there's Vic's Vapor Rub.
Yes.
So let me go on to the old machine here and find us the prompts. Last time it was Santa Claus, and this time it is sequel to a favorite movie. Ooh.
Sequel to a favorite movie that doesn't already have a sequel.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you wanted to make, for example, Rogue One 2, which is the first, this was done with a different person under a different name. That was my first pitch. And then what was funny, on a different podcast, someone also pitched that exact same idea. And I'm like, I'm glad it's a popular idea. So, yeah. Oh, and arguably, Rogue One does have a sequel. It's called Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
That's true.
You go first, because I went first last time, motherfucker.
Sure, that's true. I am currently trying to think of just any movie where I know enough things, or a movie I have seen recently.
Okay, so Garfield, Tale of Two Cities is is the movie that I'm making a sequel to. And this is called Garfield, Great Expectations. And I think I might have already pitched this idea before.
Great.
No. I'm sorry. It's Garfield Metamorphosis.
Like Ovid's Metamorphosis or Kafka's Metamorphosis?
Kafka's Metamorphosis. So Garfield wakes up one day and he's turned into Odie.
Oh no.
And his worst nightmare. And he doesn't know what to do. And so he's having this and then he realizes, of course, that Odie has turned into Garfield. It's kind of like a Freaky Friday situation, right?
Sure, yeah.
Bill Murray is back, by the way. Bill Murray's dried up corpse is back.
Oh my God.
That man does not look good. So he's back. He's back at it again, as is fucking Jason Lee playing John Arbuckle.
Oh, Jason Lee.
Yeah. Why do I remember every person that's in the Garfield?
I don't know. I don't remember that movie at all.
Can I tell you, the first one was the first movie I saw alone in theaters, and it was because none of my family wanted to see it. Mm-hmm. Understandable. Yeah. I was a huge Garfield fan growing up. What was your favorite comic book, newspaper comic growing up, if you had one?
I didn't read a lot of the newspaper comics, but I devoured Calvin and Hobbes.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a pretty good standard. My all-time favorite is still Foxtrot and Far Side.
I love the Far Side comics.
Far Side really, really was instrumental in a lot of my humor. Anyway, so he turns into Odie. Odie is turned into Garfield, and they have to go figure out how to.
Oh, it's a Freaky Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And so they have to go find a wizard or something. Who turned okay, I need some help with this one. Tucker, who switched them?
Normal.
Fucking normal.
Just the worst. Just normal, Scrappy is the Scrappy Doo.
I loved Normal growing up. He's so cute.
Yeah, but this time we're going to turn him into Scrappy Doo.
Sure. And because what happened was Garfield started to lose weight and started to get really, really fucking cute. Mm-hmm. And Normal can't stand for that. No. So he called on dark magic.
Yes.
And he cursed both of them. And so and then he fled the country. He Roman Polanski'd. And he just, I know, bad taste. But he's off, and so they have to go find him. So here's the fun bit. Is since both Odie and Garfield are gone, we get a Garfield minus Garfield situation back at home with John Arbuckle as they're off on this adventure. And we slowly realize how unhinged John Arbuckle is. And over the course of the film, he goes insane. He goes absolute full tilt bozo. And they come back and like he's in like clown makeup and he's like gone. He's like wearing like a costume of like, I don't know, like he's just going through it.
Yeah.
But how do they catch up with Normal? Of course, there's like a chase scene in an airport. That's fun hijinks.
That's where most chase scenes happen. You know, because it's never weird to see someone free running through an airport. That's never suspicious.
I've done it because I was late to a flight.
Right. Oh yeah, I've done it.
I home alone,
but not chasing someone. I feel like that would cause some red flags. But that's what happens.
That is what happens. But you know, bear in mind, it's a dog and a cat.
It is a dog and a cat.
2 dogs, 1 cat. Can't lose.
Can't lose.
So they go and they get, there's a huge elaborate chase scene and they end up in Tunisia.
Oh.
Yeah, and Normal has escaped, but they have a whole like R2 3PO like in the sand dunes with Odie and Garfield, and then of course they get reunited. And then they have to go, like, they catch up with Normal eventually, and he's like, I don't know. I just asked someone to do this. And they're like, who did you ask?
Who did he ask? Setting up for the sequel? Or is this setting up for the climactic?
This is the end of the second act.
Okay.
And he's like, it's fucking Doc Boy. John's brother.
Sure, everyone remembers him.
Don't you shame me for knowing Garfield.
I'm not. More people would know Garfield better than I would.
So they go to John Arbuckle's family farm, and it turns out that Doc Boy is into voodoo magic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I knew he shouldn't have listened to NPR.
Are you talking about John? Like NPR turned John into a lib? Because I like that idea. Because like John's family is absolutely like MAGA ass motherfuckers, whereas John Arbuckle, I'm sure, wanted to vote for Elizabeth Warren or some shit. Let's not get into it. But yeah, so they go to the family farm and they find Doc Boy and they tie him up and they get turned back into their respective their respective bodies. And then what are they going to do with Normal?
Normal needs punishment somehow. I think Normal needs to be transformed into something like lasagna or Mondays.
Transformed into the concept of a Monday.
And everyone hates him. Normal's used to being so cute.
Yeah, that's the thing. Normal gets transformed into the ugliest fucking cat you've ever seen. Just like
named Monday. And
that's it. And then they come back and John's gone nuts and he's like, thank God you guys are here. I was lost without you. And then they both, Odie and Garfield, like go up and like hug John and everything's okay at the end.
It's nice. It's a sweet movie.
Yeah, rather sweet, sincere movie for it.
Yeah. What's on the poster?
Garfield it's just Garfield and Odie like looking distressed with the tagline, the slug, Freaky Monday.
Freaky Monday. Boom. That won't get anyone in trouble.
No, not at all. It's nothing to relate. It should be Freaky Monday because it should be alliterated.
Manic Monday?
Yeah. Garfield Manic Monday. There you go. I like how this turned from like a classical literature thing into something completely different. It's fine.
Yeah, we jump from from Kafka to Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan real fast.
Yeah. Specifically that version, not the other version.
No, the other version no one's seen or heard about. Or
I've seen it, but I don't remember who's in it. Same with the old Parent Trap.
Surprise, it's actually Lindsay Lohan all 4 times.
Boy. But yeah, I'm satisfied with my film. What about you?
I'm also satisfied.
No.
With your film.
What did you? Oh, you motherfucker! You make me so mad. You do.
Okay. I'm so sweaty.
Yeah, and I am recording the Zoom call, and I am sorry for that.
Good. Is this my best side?
Can I tell you something that's great on my end?
Yeah.
Motherfucking AC's running.
Well, some of us are in a closet, Tristan, and care about audio fidelity. That's it. That's my sequel.
You being gay?
Sequel to R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet.
Where he comes out. Oh, this is some pretty. Okay.
Now, here's the thing about this movie pitch before everyone gets angry.
Yeah.
I have never seen R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. I just know that they sing everything.
Now, have you seen the Surviving R. Kelly documentary about his sex cult?
Nope.
Did you know about it before you made this idea?
Nope.
Do you want to maybe choose a different idea?
I sure do.
I'm going to grant you that, even though we try to stick to yes-anding everything. I'm going to go, hey, maybe not, which is another improv technique.
Yeah.
When, for example, your partner on stage might bring up this sort of thing or start to say a slur, you can go, hey, maybe not.
You can talk about it, Tristan. It's okay.
This isn't based off of a specific instance. That sounds like now it sounds like it is.
Yeah, now it's a big thing. Now it's a whole slur gate.
Much prefer Slurpgate, which is about me drinking this water.
It's a great movie. Okay.
Great audio. What your sequel? Well, what's your favorite movie, Tucker?
You know what? My favorite movie of all time is Muppet Treasure Island. So here's the sequel to Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah,
Don't
dog.
you heavy sigh at me.
No, that was like a hell yeah, dog. That was like
okay.
Yes, here we go.
So, the end of Muppet Treasure Island, much like the end of its much less beloved predecessor, Treasure Island. Useless.
Not gonna get into that. Coming at my boy Jim Hawkins.
Jim Hawkins is in Muppet Treasure Island too. What do you want?
Well, some people like.
However, Jim Hawkins will not make an appearance in Muppet Treasure Island.
Why?
2. Why? Because he's the worst part of that movie.
Is he dead?
The little boy. No. But
can he be?
But they might not know that yet.
So you think that maybe they're trying to solve like the murder of Jim Hopkins, John Hopkins University?
Yeah. So Long John Silver is on the he's lost at sea is the last time we saw him.
Is that how that version of it ends?
Yeah.
That sucks.
What's
Tim Curry?
Tim Curry. Thank you. Tim Curry's lying while he's trying to get water out of his lifeboat and ends up back on the island. I think. Or he starts swimming out of my
lifeboat. Sorry, keep going. I'm going to be doing this throughout.
That's totally fine. So
is it like a Gilligan's Island situation?
Yes, it is. Wait, what do you mean by that?
He's trapped on the island. That's all I know.
I was like,
do we need trapped on the island?
So we start with Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat trying to convince
Two just absolute gangsters. They're the
just
best.
just having a great time. They are trying to find Jim Hawkins, and they go to Fozzie Bear or Squire Young Trelawney, and they're like, "We have to find him. We have to charter another ship to figure out where he is, because last they heard, he was on Isla de los Muertos."
From Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Does Johnny Depp show up?
Yes, of course Johnny Depp shows up, because this is also a crossover into Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Which makes sense because of the fact that Disney owns both properties.
That's true. That's true.
Along with every other IP.
Boom. That's how you start a cinematic universe, Tristan.
You're obsessed.
The world is obsessed.
You're like Bob Iger times 12 with no money.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
He's the CEO of Disney Corporation.
Why would I try to know the evil behind the faceless
So
evil, but also the thing that I want to watch at all times?
So you know whose house to go to.
You think I'm going to get within 500 meters of his property?
To piss on his lawn? Yes.
He has so many bodyguards.
I doubt it. He seems too confident. Anyway, he just released a masterclass. The audacity.
He released a masterclass on how to make a bunch of money and suppress
on
other
like
people's
management
art.
and whatnot. Yeah, on the exploitation of media and how to. He released a masterclass on how to shut down Twin Peaks. Is what because he was the CEO of CBS at the time. Anyway, it's
a weird rabbit hole. So Johnny Depp shows up to help the Muppets take Manhattan.
Point of order.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp or Captain Jack Sparrow?
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
I am one of those people and actors who switches between character and actors' names all the time, and it makes it really confusing for other people, because they're like, what, are you giving that note to me, or are you giving that note to George from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? I don't know why this dumb jock is playing George.
No, it makes sense. But here's the thing. Why would you ever get confused? Like, if you're getting notes from a director...
Mm-hmm. Do you want to actually dive into
like why would you ever be
some actors are?
Why would you ever be confused by, like, if you say, Tucker, I need you to cross stage left? Would you ever go, well, Polonius wouldn't do that? Or like, would you ever go, is that a note for me or a note for, because it's the same thing.
Well, here's the thing about that is I will never play Polonius.
Done playing old men, but you know, you follow what I'm saying. Like, how could you possibly be confused by that? Have you seen that happen?
People try to, yeah.
Oh, but you're from Colorado. Y'all are high.
That's true.
But
in the mountains and on weed. Much like Tim Curry is high because he has found special mushrooms on the island, and he has a vision.
I have a vision.
He has a vision of Jim Hawkins trapped somewhere, and he was his only friend, so he has to go.
Jim Boy is trapped somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to get off the island.
I gotta get off the island.
So he does a full Captain Sparrow and ropes turtles together with hair from his back.
Because I'm a nasty bitch.
Yeah, and he sings a song the whole time.
I love turtles in the springtime.
I just wanted to see what you'd do.
I love... It's turning into David Bowie. I love turtles in the fall.
So all of these characters finally meet together. Like they've all been separated. There's Jack Sparrow. There's
I'm Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
And I'm Gonzo.
Yeah, and they all meet.
That's all you get.
It's just they're all drunk.
Pirates, man.
I go walk.
Oh, Kermit. That's all I got.
They meet on the island of Manhattan.
Okay, I was like, they go back to the Tim Curry turns the turtles around. He's like, oh shit, I forgot my sword. So they're in Manhattan, and they're
in Manhattan. They're looking for Jim Hawkins
on the island of Manhattan that has just recently been discovered.
Yes,
the 1700s.
It sure is. But also, it's yeah, and they don't find him
because you hate him.
Because I hate that child actor and his dumb high voice.
Okay, so what happens there's got to be a conclusion though. There's
a note left by Jim Hawkins.
Okay.
That says, "I was the worst part of Muppet Treasure Island 1. This whole movie is just me digging on that poor kid. And you have to find a way to move on without me. Look, I've brought you all together." He knew this would happen. And they realize that they don't need him because now they have Captain Jack Sparrow.
All right, and then
yeah, and then the two old men say, "Well, that was terrible.
I don't like this bit at all."
You go, "Well, it could have been worse.
Okay, so
we could have been Jim Hawkins." I don't know.
So here's. I think this whole thing was bloody pointless. Here's the thing. Kevin Bishop, who plays Jim Hawkins in the movie, is still working. So you should find something he's been in and see if you hate him or just that performance.
Sure. What? Tell me.
He was in The Whites, which is a great show about a chef. He's in Muppet Treasure Island, the video game. Amazing.
Of course he is. Of course there's a video game.
Super Fun Night, All Stars, Porridge, Plebes, which is a fun comedy series about plebeians. Miracle Workers, that new show with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I want to see that.
It looks doo-doo. Anyway, let me go talk to our judge, see who won. I'm leaving the video.
Yes. I will keep you all entertained, I guess. Welcome to Tucker's Quiet Corner. Today's episode is about shrimp. What are shrimp? Why are shrimp? And more importantly, do you guys have some shrimp? Because I kind of just want to eat some shrimp. Like in a cocktail, like shrimp cocktail, but also a shrimp cocktail. You know what I'm saying? It's weird when I riff by myself, I think. Really work best just piggybacking off of other people's ideas is where I find my sweet spot. But the people want what they want, and you got to give the people what they want. And my people want shrimp. Oh, he's back. And that concludes this episode of Tucker's Quiet Corner. Today's sponsor is shrimp.
Shrimp?
It's a whole episode. You'll hear it.
No, it's all good, dude.
I'll talk about shrimp.
So what happened was I asked the judge, Christina Tucker, no relation.
No.
To you.
To me. Tucker, different last name.
She said I started explaining my sequel, and then so it's the sequel to Muppet Treasure Island, and she said, already, Tale of Two Kitties. Just go. Just leave it alone. So I won.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She just recently worked on an adaptation of Treasure Island, and I think that might have been why she was like, I'm sick of that shit. But I won, so fuck you. which means I have to start the pitch next week. So, do you want to do a lightning round?
Yes, I do, Tristan. Okay. Yes, I do. And following on the idea that we've discussed in Tucker's Quiet Corner, your word is shrimp.
Okay, it's a sequel to what is that? Tom Hanks movie.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. It's about Bubblegum Shrimp Company after Forrest Gump dies, and so does Lieutenant Dan. And it's about the management. It's a Succession-style TV series about the management of Bubblegum Shrimp Company. Oh. Your move.
Shrimp is the name of our protagonist, and he is just a stickly little boy, and everyone calls him Shrimp, and he gets
because he's so widow
sick of it. He's so
widow.
Hey, baby Tuck. Moving on.
So what happens to Shrimp?
He tries to make his name sound cool because everyone's just calling him Shrimp. They're like, hey, Shrimp, what's up, Shrimp? And he's like, don't call me Shrimp, call me Shrimp.
So much more integrity and respect.
It's a journey of self-discovery.
Okay,
as
cool.
Shrimp rises to power and finds it within himself to maybe lift a few weights every now and then and eat some protein.
All right, ladders. That's your word.
Ladders. Ladders is a horror movie. Kind of Final Destination style. Everyone gets murdered by this ladder. And then it ends where the main protagonist thinks he's finally gotten away. And he turns on the light in the cabin, and he's just surrounded by different types of ladders. Fade to black.
Mine is about a construction worker who recently hires his stepson, and it's called Step Ladders. Your move.
Your word is the cloud.
The cloud?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I mean, we already had a couple of films about Steve Jobs, so we don't need any more of them.
No.
The cloud is the place your soul goes when you die.
Ooh.
But here's the thing, it is also the same cloud that the internet uses. And what we don't know is the cloud is torturing the thousands upon millions of souls that have died. Technology is evil. So eventually what happens is the souls start possessing other machinery because they figure out through the cloud how to blow up the computers and so forth. And then it's a kind of an apocalyptic film.
Nice. All right. Mine's not that.
Good.
The Cloud is the next Pixar Disney movie. And it's about a fluffy little cloud. And he's the cloud. His name is Tim Rim.
And he gets sad sometimes, and then he rains.
And he gets sad sometimes, and it rains, and
he gets constipated, and it hails.
We don't have to.
He arrives at puberty and starts hailing.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's about cum.
Yeah, and Cloud meets a little boy who loves when it rains. So it's sort of like his sadness is other people's joy. It's a weird take.
Voiced by the late Robin Williams.
The boy or the cloud?
The cloud. So my next one is light bulb.
Light bulb. Light bulb is a sci-fi movie where anytime anyone has thought, their eyes start to light up. And the better the thought is, the brighter their eyes get.
So everyone can tell who's a dumbass?
Everyone can tell who's a dumbass. But the world is trying to keep people from thinking, because that's how government gets overthrown. So the light bulbs, the people with the best ideas, have to be on the run.
Okay. Mine's about a man who gets shrunk down into the size smaller than a light bulb, and he gets trapped in one in the filaments. And for the first like 45 minutes, it's just like a town that's on fire. And then you don't like it. They're trying to deal with that. It's a bunch of small people, borrowers style.
Sure.
And then it zooms out, and it's in an incandescent light bulb. And then, of course, someone discovers what happens. And much like Horton Hears a Who, has to protect the light bulb. But then turns out the people in the light bulb are really racist, and he kills all of them. He just smashes it. You got one more. What's your
One more. Your word is Huckleberry.
Huckleberry. Okay. It's not about Huckleberry Hound, childhood favorite character. Huckleberry is Huckleberry.
Yeah, you little bitch.
Huckleberry, am I right?
Are you?
Nope.
The world may never know.
I think the world knows whether or not I'm right. Huckleberry is about a family in the Old West trying to make their way westward, and they're gathering huckleberries as they go.
Okay.
Like kind of like blueberries for Sal. It's a family film, but there is violence. Obviously, it's the Old West.
My Huckleberry movie is about Huckleberry Hound, the old classic, bringing them back. But this time, Huckleberry Hound has to fight off the banks.
He's just up at Wall Street, locking his hand.
Yeah, this takes place during the Occupy Wall Street movement. Remember that?
So... Huckleberry Hound is leading like a protest with Droopy Dog.
Yes.
And Fred Flintstone, like Mr. Slate, is there, and he's like the villain.
Yes.
Because he's like, Flintstone, get back to work. And Flintstone's like, Bonnie, my pebbles. Perfect. And
Scene.